It's me. It's me. We finna be a content creator.
And it's not a starry sky, my baby told me with a sigh.
Hey girl, hey, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tashara Janae, and this channel is all about keeping it real about faith, mental health, and navigating life in my late 30s. Because a pivot is not a failure, it is a pathway to purpose. Now let's get into it. Okay, I wanted to do an intro before this video because it seems like I just kind of jump into a bunch of topics without really giving in any real insight. And I filmed this before I filmed the video that I posted last week. Be sure to watch it. It is about my second act and me reintroducing myself on Kirk Franklin's internet. Now, since I did these things backwards, this video might seem strange that I'm still figuring out my second act while the video from last week lets you know what I'm doing. So I said, let me get on here to explain what's going on. Now, a couple of disclaimers. This video is a little bit longer than my other vlogs. I think I've done maybe one hour. Have I done an hour vlog? I have never done an hour vlog. So this one is a little bit longer, but that is because I was really processing my second act, what I want to look like, how all these things were coming into my mind. And while I was building furniture, things just started to become a little bit clearer to me, and I was talking those things out. And I didn't want to cut out so much of it because I was watching it. I was like, oh, well, that's good. Oh, that's good too. Oh, that's good. So as you're watching, I am just processing and yapping, yes, but there are some nuggets in there. So don't miss out on those just because the video is super long. Secondly, this is the day after I had the epiphany about my second act. So it is raw footage of me really stepping into faith and really stepping into what I believe God is leading me to, and stepping in not knowing anything, just saying, okay, God, you said this is what you want me to do. Well, here I am. I'm just going to do it. So it's real, it's raw, it's truthful. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite vlogs. I love my vlogs when I'm out with my friends, when I'm just doing stuff. I love those. But to watch this back and to see myself real and raw processing what I'm going to do next, and also knowing internally the fears and internally the things that I was thinking about, and, things that have happened past that, it is so amazing to watch myself really give a yes to God in real time. Because I didn't say it yes so many times, but now seeing myself do that, it is really cool to watch back. So I encourage you, if you are in a season in your life where you just don't know what's going on, which sometimes that's every season, and you are searching for clarity, or you are just like, I want to do something different, but I'm scared, you get to watch me do this in real time. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I ain't never failed. That is a bold statement to make, but let me tell you why I can make that statement. I have never failed because I believe that God uses everything. I don't believe that He wastes anything. He definitely has never wasted pain or tears. All things really do work together for your good. So in moments where you feel like you're failing, I think of those things now as building blocks. What is not working out in my mind right now really is working out for something else. So you're not failing. You are going forward with knowledge, wisdom, and the strength from a failure to whatever your next is. So yeah, if you're a girl in your late 30s, early 40s, you know what, honestly, whatever phase of life you're in, and you feel confused, you feel scared, and you feel like, I do not know what I'm doing, you get to watch me not know what I'm doing in real time, but I promise you're going to watch me succeed, you're going to watch me excel, and you're going to watch my dreams come true. So if you're a girl in your late 30s, early 40s, actually, it don't matter what phase of life you're in, if you're alive and you're a human being, I'm pretty sure you've been in a phase of life where you wanted to do something different, or God was challenging you to do something. You might feel like, I don't want to do that. Well, me either. But here I am. I'm showing up, and you get to see me process and do this thing in real time. Okay? Just out here fumbling and mumbling, figuring out my life. And You're going to see me succeed because I always do, and you're going to see my dreams come true. And we get to share in all this together. So I'm excited to share my life with you. Welcome to, a lot of people say you need a niche or whatever. I do have a story to tell. I don't think I have a niche. I'm just doing things. But welcome to Kurt Franklin's side of the internet where my life is the content. Yeah, my life, me navigating is the content. Me openly saying, I do not know what I'm doing. All I know is God is leading me. And that means I got enough, okay? That means I'm doing the right thing. That means my steps are ordered. That means crooked places are made straight. That means I have peace that surpasses all understanding. That means I lack nothing. That means I don't have to fear because He's with me. I could keep going, but I'm going to cut it off here. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my life. And remember, a pivot is not a failure. It is a pathway to purpose. So here we go. You get to watch me pivot. Oh, good morning. Good morning. I know this is a bit of a jump scare, but it's Saturday morning and I ain't trying to be cute right now. And I just look like what I look like. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I had a bit of a, wait a minute. First of all, welcome to my channel. My name is Tashara Janae, and this channel is all about keeping it real about faith, mental health, and navigating life in your late 30s. And I had an epiphany this morning, okay? I don't know if I would call it an epiphany, but it was a realization that came from some comments that I saw on Threads. On Threads, somebody was looking for women YouTube creators who create women over 30 as YouTube creators. And I was like, this is the untapped market? The women over 30 are not on the YouTube? I had no idea. I didn't know. And here's the thing. I also saw on Threads one time a comment that it was a post that almost had me discouraged. And it was like, I would hate to be late 30s rebranding my life as a content creator. Like, how desperate or something like that. And I was like, what? This is desperate? This is crazy? And then it made me realize, and I prayed this morning. Y'all, my phone is literally never on loud. Hold on. I'm an introvert, baby. I don't like all that hooting and hollering. Anyway, this morning, I got up and I prayed and I was like, God, please bless my second act because this is my second act, okay? And I was praying and I was like, God, now is this my second act or is it my third act, baby? What act we on at 38? But I realized my 20s was my first act. And a lot of trauma from my 20s spilled over into my 30s. In my 20s, I lived my best life. I got married very young, got married at 23, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Why'd I do that? But anyway, you don't know, like in life, you do not know what you're doing. So you just do stuff until you figure it out. I was just doing stuff till I figured it out. I'm from a small town. Most of my friends got married straight out of high school. Like we graduated. No, that's not the graduation song. What's a graduation song? I don't know, whatever, the graduation song, and then it was dun 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 dun. The women was walking down the aisle. I'm like, we just got out of school. I have always been very ambitious. I was not trying to get married. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go to college. Okay, I wanted to be a career woman. I've always aspired to be. This is so fitting. I've always aspired to be rich auntie, and so I ain't gonna hold you. That's who I became, right? I went to school, my bachelor's, I graduated early. I graduated school at 21. And then I got married at 23 because I thought, okay, now I got the degree and I know everything. And then you get married, you have kids, you do things. That's not how my life turned out. That is not how my life unfolded at all. I got married, I got divorced, and I got divorced quickly because we grew up in this culture that you get married quickly. You do not know who you are at 23 that could be committing my life to a man forever. Like what? I didn't. Some of y'all might have, and that worked out for you. It did not work out for me. I shouldn't have been doing that. So anyway, I ended up getting divorced and I lived my best life, baby. I was jet setting. Okay. Do you hear me? Like I had a friend at that time. We did everything. This is when flights were not thousands and thousands of dollars. And we would go to like a concert. This is one weekend. It was so fun. We went to see Jay-Z and Beyonce I'll never forget this. This is one of my favorite memories. We went to see Jay-Z and Beyonce in Philadelphia, and we ran through the city. We ran through the city streets singing Forever Young. Like, he was running, I was running behind him, and we were just holding hands and skipping throughout the city singing Forever Young. Now, this is a platonic friend, and we were sober. It was the best experience. And then we left Philadelphia. The next morning, we flew to New Jersey, stayed in New Jersey. Then we took the train to New York, saw a play on Broadway in New York, spent the day in New York, went back to New Jersey, spent the day in New Jersey, flew from there. Where we go from there? Man, we went somewhere else that I cannot remember. DC. We flew from there to DC, spent the day in DC, flew from DC back home. And y'all, that was like my life. We were just going places. We would just go and spend a weekend in Chicago. Like, we just had the best life. Now, I worked a lot of jobs. Okay. I worked a very good government job. And back then, like, now looking at how much money I made, I was not making money the way the way I thought. But back then, the money that I made was good money. So I did that. I decorated events. I was a tutor I was a regular tutor just for elementary school age children. And then on Saturdays, I taught English as a second language class to Chinese students. Four jobs here. Okay. And then I also was working out. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just like post-divorce motivation or what, but I was in the best shape of my life. I worked out. I was vegan during that time. And I just had the best life. And then my grandmother died. I moved back home to Alabama. Not to say it got bad, but your family changes when the matriarch dies, right? So we always had holidays at her house. She kind of kept us together. And it was a big adjustment trying to figure out, okay, what do we do now? Where are the holidays going to be? Does it just go to my mom now, or does it go to my aunt? She's an adult. It definitely wasn't going to me. I was out here doing my big one. I ain't even had I couldn't even hold space for y'all. I lived in like a small townhouse. Y'all can't fit in here. So that was an adjustment. And then I went through a series of just like, casual relationships, and then got into one of the most life-changing relationships of my life. And I'm not talking about the fairy tale, because as you can see, okay? And went through a mental health crisis. Man, it just felt like it was failure after failure after failure after failure. Even in those times, like, if you see my life, you wouldn't think that I felt like I was failing. Like, at one point I thought I was going to have to file for bankruptcy. And then I was in an abusive relationship, and it was just mental torture, emotional torture, physical torture, spiritual torture, financial, any type of emotional strain, any type of strain that you can think of. I was going through. Take me through there. Take me through there. I was going through it. And so finally, and I'm just thinking of like the overshadowing of accomplishments, because as a Black woman, a lot of the times we want to accomplish things to cope with the life that we are living that might not be the life that we would have wanted. And so the accomplishments, we try to make that become the life that we want. Or, honestly, we're just high achieving people, I believe. And so it's just like, hey, I can go get a degree. What's a degree? I can go do that. And so the accomplishments and the things that I was doing would have looked like I was living the life, right? I ended up, I graduated with my master's in 2016. And I don't even know. Listen, my grandmother died in 2014, and I don't even know how I managed to graduate, because she died. It was very hard on me. That was my girl. And in the midst of her dying, I was moving back to Alabama. It was just a lot going on. In my first semester, I made a C. And I was just like, baby, let me drop out. I quit, because a C, that was nothing that I ever done before. But there was so much stress. And now looking back at it, like, a C, baby, you actually stayed in school. So I graduated with my master's. Then I started a career as a therapist. I've been doing that for 10 years now. And, I came out with I think I wrote a book during this time. I don't know, maybe. There's been books, there's been, I started private practice, and my private practice is literally the grace of God because I'm a solo practice and I'm booked. I've been booked since the moment that I started. And that always makes me teary eyed because there are people that I know who are like, how do you do it? How do you get clients? And it's literally the grace of God. And also, He has graced me to be very good at my job. I can say that. I love being a therapist. It's my favorite thing that people come to me with their trauma, with the hardest moments of their lives, and they say, hey, this is me. This is who I am. Here I am. You're going to accept me. You're not going to judge me. Can you help me through this? Me? Like, me? Me and the Holy Spirit? Yes, we can help you through this. Finally. And we're going to say from 2016, because that's really when life started to get hard. From 2016, from 2016 up until 2023, tumultuous life. Like, yes, there were good things. I became a youth pastor during that time. I loved leading the youth group. I started private practice during that time. Like, a lot of great things happened, but two things can exist at one time. Whereas publicly, my life looked like amazing. Privately, it was terrible. It was terrible. I was literally fighting for my life, and I survived it. Like, I fought for my life and actually won. This is when you really realize the battle is not yours and you realize you just have to come. Like, I was fighting for my life, but the fight was showing up to the fight. Does that make sense? Like, I wasn't in the battle. I ain't gonna hold you. It was just coming and facing all the things that I was facing. And I didn't have to fight that alone. Like, a lot of the times where I thought I was fighting, God was handling things for me. All of that to say, 2023, I chose myself. I finally left that relationship. And now that I'm discovering who I am, it's like, I don't want to say rebrand, but let's brand my life, I guess. So my brand is Brave. My private practice is Brave Women Life Coaching. I usually have on a Brave, I have Brave apparel, I have a Brave necklace. Like, Brave is my thing because God specifically told me Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous. Girl, you can do this. And that was with me leaving that relationship, me starting private practice. Anything was, you're brave enough to do it. And I've done it and I've survived. And so now I'm brave enough to rebrand my life as a 38-year-old navigating life in my late 30s. Nobody tells you what life is going to be like. Like, what? This is life. You have to get up every day and like make the bed and wash your face and make sure you look good and clean up. And for me, run a whole business on your own and make a lot of mistakes and lose money and then get money, then lose the money again. Cover from that while also navigating friendships and family relationships, family shifting and changing and friendships shifting, changing, people leaving, people staying. Ain't nobody told me nothing. Okay? Ain't nobody told me nothing. Nobody told me what life is going to be like. I know that I'm not the only one who has gotten divorced, who has experienced domestic violence, who has survived it and, got away, who has rebuilt their life. I'm not the only one who has done this. I've seen the story of getting to where you're supposed to be, but not the journey. I haven't seen a lot of journeys. I think that a lot of people don't want to show that. And I get that. You want to show it when you get to where you're supposed to be. And I do believe that there has to be a moment of healing in silence where you don't need to be online. You don't need to be creating. And I'm speaking to myself because I was online and I was creating. And then I took a break and I said, shut up. Yes, you've learned these things. Yes, people need to know the things that you've learned, but also shut up and allow yourself to heal. There's a story that I tell where when I left the relationship, it was very hard for me. It was rough. And I did not know how I was going to make it. And God has provided for me. I live in an answered prayer every day. This house that I live in is literally a miracle. I will tell a story. I've told a story. I'll tell it forever. But I remember this particular moment where I found something out. Like, after I left, I found out all these things. And you always know things, but when you are faced with it, you really find it out. It's like, man, does this pain ever end? And so I found something out. And I have one of the robot vacuums. I have the iHome, and I would run the iHome in my bedroom, and I would just lay in the bed and cry and scream. But I couldn't hear it because the vacuum was drowning out the noise. And I would just be here wailing. And I'd be like, God, you got to save me. You got to help me with this pain. Like, I don't think I'm going to make it through this. Like, you told me to be strong and courageous and brave and all things. And now I'm laying in bed with the vacuum going screaming. Like, is this the life you promised me? That story sticks with me because now I live the most fulfilling life. I have amazing friends. My community is top tier. I love my community. I have a thriving business. I love my job. I love my family was here on Christmas Eve. My family does Christmas Eve. I hosted them at my house. Me. After not the last time I hosted Christmas Eve was in 2015. My Facebook memory came up. And that's when I moved out of my aunt's house and I got this little bitty townhouse. And baby, it wasn't even nowhere for them folks to sit. And my house, I'm not in a mansion now, but they had somewhere to sit. Okay. It was tables and chairs up in here, a whole sectional that the people could sit on. So, 10 years as a full story of my life, baby, if I want to get on the internet and laugh and cackle and show you my life and tell you about the makeup that I like and the clothes that I wear, that's my second act. If I want to decorate events and come to your house and make it a special place for whatever birthday party, Friendsgiving, whatever it is, that's what I want to do. If I'm going to try on clothes online and say, this is cute, this is for the tall girlies, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to show y'all about my boho bob, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to show you my nails, we're going back to press-ons, but if I want to show you my nails, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. If I want to tell you my lash map, I don't even know the map that I have right now, but we'll figure it out. That's what I'm going to do because not to say that everybody has to share their life online because you don't. It's not for everybody, but I truly believe that my story of survival and of not having a panic attack since October 23, not having any depressive episodes, not ever being hospitalized again, and not ever having a thought that I don't want to be on this earth again. I'm going to tell a story. Why wouldn't I? Why would I keep that to myself when I know there are so many women out there who are in a relationship or stuck somewhere they don't think they can get out of, and you are running your vacuum while you are in the bed crying. And I'm telling you, that's not the end of your story. This isn't even the end of my story, but I want to tell the story as I rebuild it. I hopped on YouTube because YouTube was something that I'd always wanted to do, but never did. I was afraid. I was scared, and I just didn't want to do it. And I left a very tough therapy session one day, and I went to Michael's to get some things to make my things to write notes in my Bible. And I met this woman. I was vlogging. I had been doing the things, and a lot of us do that. We do the things, but we don't execute. You'll film, but you won't post. You'll film, you'll edit, but you won't post. You'll film, you'll edit, you'll put it in your drafts, but you won't post. You'll post it, then you'll delete it. We do the things, but we don't execute the things. So I was doing the things, I was vlogging, and she came up to me and she was like, "What's your YouTube?" And I was like, "Huh? My what? I don't." And she said, "Get on YouTube today." Now, my friends have been telling me this. I have a cousin she's like my content coach now, and she'd been telling me this, and I was just like, I can't. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. And that lady said, "Get on there today." And it was like God was saying, "I ain't gonna tell you again." Okay. Okay. I wasn't even going to Michael's that day. I really felt like it was just divine. The Lord was like, "Go in there and get the stuff for your Bible," like you said. Went in there and got the stuff, and she was at the cash register when I was at the cash. Like, those things are divine. That's divine meetings. So I got on YouTube that day, but I never introduced myself. I never said, "Hey, this is me. Hello, it's me. It's me." I never said that. I just hopped on YouTube and I was like, "Here we are. I'm here. Okay, baby, I'm showing up. I don't have no plan. I don't have nothing. I'm just showing up." So now I have a plan. Now I know what I want my story to be. And we're just going to tell my story. I'm excited. And I'm glad you're here on this journey with me. So here's the plan for today. Something I always do is a to-do list. I do 5 things. Re-wallpaper my desk. We're going to unbox the things, put together what's in one of the boxes, and get my vanity together. Take down my Christmas tree. And then just straighten up the room and vacuum. Okay, I'm back. Why am I not in the center? Get it together. All right, y'all, I'm back. I've done nothing in my room. That's not the point. I went and checked what was at the door because I knew it was a package. And y'all, my puzzles from Smart Art came. Here they are. They're so pretty. And then inside, they also come with a printout for you to frame. Inside that also came 2 extra surprises. You know, I love when people give me a surprise. I looked at the extra things, and y'all, I was about to cry because it was like confirmation of my second act. First of all, my puzzles are God is within her, she will not fail. And then Philippians 4:7 that says, and the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guard your heart and your mind, one of my favorite scriptures. But then inside it, it said, let me just get it. Hold on. All right. This one says dream till it becomes real. And this one says know your worth and act like it. And it was just a confirmation to me that God really is with me and all my dreams are really going to happen. And I'm putting in the work now by speaking of myself as a full-time content creator and actually believing it. In the beginning of this year, 2025, I couldn't even say that I was a content creator. I was just like, I would have some doubt and some hesitancy about saying it. But now, no problems. I am. And yeah, it was just a little wink from God, like, I'm with you, girl. I got you. That was exciting. Okay, we're going to get this room together. Let me just show you. It's really not bad. And here are my things that I've got to put together. So it's not bad. I mean, there ain't much. Hey, y'all. There's not much going on. Here's my makeup. I need to fix this, but we're going to fix it when we redo our desk. So it's not bad. I just need to spruce it up a little bit. Should not take me very long. And we're really about to start now. Okay, let's yap really quickly while I unbox my mirror. I didn't realize I put wallpaper on right here. Is it gonna come off easy? All right, that answered the question. So I was thinking about all the things God's done in my life, right? Hold on. Because at what point, like, how do I remind myself to put this mic on? So anyway, I was thinking about all the things God has done in my life. And when I'm asking Him for things, I always remind myself and Him of things He's already done. So, like, I'll be like, God, this house I live in, this is something that you did, right? I always remind Him. Or even my car being paid off. I'm like, God, that's something that you did. Literally none of these things I can take credit for. I can't say that I got this house because my credit was amazing. And I saved money and it was great. That is not what happened. And my credit was not amazing. I was literally in financial stress when I got the house. Like stress. Okay. And God legit blessed me with it. So it had nothing to do with me. So anyway, and I was thinking of some other things that He did. Like, I believe God for the craziest, wildest things. And somewhere in here, I don't know where or why or what, my mindset just shifted. And so I'm scared to pull this out. Yeah, I was reminding myself of the things God has done for me. And then something really hit me. Ooh, she's sleek. All of the things that God has ever done for me, I really believe that they were going to happen. I've had some crazy, amazing things happen to me. And I really believed that those things were going to happen. And so now, looking at the beginning of the year when I couldn't even call myself a content creator, like I couldn't even say that. And then now, confidently saying I'm a content creator, now my faith, it is top tier. It is definitely mustard seed faith, but it is, God, you literally can. What is this? Okay. Do exceeding abundantly and above all I can ask or think. And not only can you do it, because a lot of times we know that He can, but we don't think that He will. I've been at the place where I know that he can, because I will say, well, God, you did this for this person, so I know that you can do it. But the issue, okay, the issue was I didn't think he would for me. Ugh. And now I know he will for me. And so I'm super ecstatic about what's next for me, because I finally believe in what he said. People will say stuff like, so if we're out somewhere, and I'm a small creator, just be honest, I'm a small creator. I just got here in creator land, but somebody will, somebody in the city will either know me from therapy or they will know me from content creating, honestly. They'll say something and my friend will be like, oh, you famous. And I'll brush it off and be like, no, y'all stop. Is, not saying that anymore, is, is, okay. I am a well-known content creator, is. No longer am I going to diminish or like act like don't say that. Is, I am. And I'm very excited to see what's next. Like, I'm excited about more brand collaborations. I'm excited about going on a brand trip. Like, I'm excited about my channel growing, my social media growing. And honestly, I had really great sustainable growth this year. I started TikTok, got serious about TikTok in May. And in May, I had 200 followers. And so I'm ending the year with 2,700. I'm proud of that. Like, I showed up and I have great, I'm building a community, but is this wrong? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I'm building that's why it was upside down. I'm building a community, and now I feel like when I really introduce myself and who I am, then it's really going to grow even more. So I'm excited. I want to share that. Here's my mirror. Love her. Press and hold to adjust the brightness. Okay, all right. Well, that's pretty bright. All right. Oh, that matches so, y'all, hold on though. I gotta show y'all this. Let me unplug her. So here she is, right? So it's a gold bottom because I'm a gold girly. But look at my nightstands. Gold bottom. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It matches perfectly. I'm so excited. Room going up. Okay. Now we're gonna prop you up here and see if we can put together my little drawers. It should not be, it should not be hard. Do not be hard because I don't have time. Going from being a therapist, and I'm still a therapist, I'm always gonna be a therapist. But from that to then saying, I wanna be a content creator, I just wanna be a YouTube star, seemed to me a little bit like you're giving up on life. Like, so you want to go from having a real job to put makeup on the internet and do and also talking about Jesus on the internet. And is it broken? I hear things moving. has a lot of screws. I don't know. It has a lot of pieces. Y'all. Honestly, this is growth because this is one of those times where I'd be like, see, God, this is why I need a husband. Okay, it's not gonna be that bad. Oh, this got a drawer? What? You gotta put a plug? Am I an electrician? It has a plug? I've got to put a plug on here? Am I an electrician? I know I'm like Craxton. He was a carpenter, but was he doing all this? I know y'all lying. Uh-uh. Child. I feel like I'm gonna have to play some good old gospel to get me through this. Cause what? Why is there so many pieces? Hold on, where am I put y'all so y'all can see all these pieces? Actually, hold on, cause I'm a genius. There we go. Still getting some couch action, but that's all right. There we go. So yeah, thinking that I was failing, but realizing God can call you to do anything. And also, like, as a therapist, yes, I reach the people that I need to reach in my city. But with doing content, I can reach a broader audience and I can talk to more people about Jesus. And I can give more people tips on mental health while also still working with my one-on-one people. How to use cam locks? Hold on, y'all. This says, okay, let's get rolling. This should be easy. Just 45 minutes. Huh? Oh, my Lord. I'm going to just let the camera charge up and we're going to do this. We're going to time it, see if it really takes 45 minutes. It's probably going to take me an hour and 45 minutes. What is these? I'm not going to be stressed about it. Okay, I'm going to keep yapping until the camera actually dies. So anyway, sometimes a pivot is necessary when you think you are, maybe you think you're giving up, maybe you think you're lessening yourself. The truth is you could be pivoting right into your purpose. And I believe that that is exactly what I'm doing. Whatever my second act looks like, whether that's therapy, content creation, whether I end up working at the Starbucks, who knows? God is going to provide. And he literally wastes nothing. And everything that he calls me to do is purposeful and useful. Even the part of my life. Let me say this and then I'm off here for real. The part of my life, the last part of my life that I thought was the absolute worst part of my life. And I said, while I was going through it, and then like right after I got through it, I said, oh, I'll never tell this part of my story. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I would never tell this. I cannot believe I even went through this. Like, I was intent that I would not tell it. Here I am telling it. So, yeah, whatever you think is wasted, whatever you think is useless, and whatever part of your story that you feel like you want to hide from or you have shame attached to it, more than likely it's a part of your story that will not only cause you to have the most freedom, but also the people who feel the same way and they need to hear it specifically from you. They need your voice attached to that part of the story because your voice is attached to their freedom. And the longer you stay silent, the longer they stay in bondage, but you too, because if you don't feel like you're ready to tell it, you might still be bound to it. Because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our what? Yeah. testimony. And obviously you tell it whenever you're led to tell it and when God says that that's the time. But if you don't tell it when that's the time, that's a whole nother story. We need to work through that. Whew. Anyway, the camera's about to die, so let me let her charge. I'll put on this Olivia Dean album. I'm gonna take this sweatshirt off because I'm hot, and we're gonna get it popping. I'm gonna use my phone to record just a little bit, and we'll be back. I should show y'all what it's supposed to look like. Right now, it looks like pieces on the floor, but ain't that like life? That's a word. Sometimes your life look like it's in pieces, baby, but it's gonna turn into a bedside table, which I'm going to use for my makeup cabinet. Oh, man. Okay, here we go.
A few moments later.
Just an update. It's 25 minutes later. Yeah. This is as far as I gotten. So, yeah. I think I upside down. This thing is not going to defeat me. I'm going to take a lunch break. This is how tired I am. I would not be defeated. So I went ahead and took everything apart and rebuilt it the right way. And y'all, I mean, I know it's just me building furniture, but it's just a word. Because, man, one day I'm going to remember to turn this mic on. But this really is indicative of my life. Like, I had to lose everything because I really lost everything in 2023. It was just me and the Lord rebuilding. And so there are moments when I would just be like, F it, I don't want to do this no more. I'll, just go get a regular job. I don't want to be there. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to disappear and start all over. And I just fought through all of it. So having to take apart all of this and then put it back together just reminded me that you can start over at any time. You can do anything at any time. Like, it does not have to be, your life does not have to stay the same. And you really can start over. So I have started over for the umpteenth time today. And finally, we have the top part. We at least got this. This is correct. Finally. And now I really am gonna get me a girl dinner that will consist of fries and a salad from Chick-fil-A. And then we'll come home and finish the rest because if I don't, I'm probably going to pass out. But also, this taught me about my emotional regulation and also just my thought processes, period. Like, I ain't going to hold y'all. 2 years ago, I would have just threw this across the room and said, forget it. Probably start crying or went and bought. I would have boxes back up to Amazon and then went and bought something already constructed. And now I was just like, I didn't scream, cry, cuss, nothing. I was just like, okay, we'll just tear it apart, try it again, and here we go. We've got it. When I come back, I can finish it, and I can finish my vanity. It has taken me 10,000 years to even clean my room today. So we even got to the vacuuming and like dusting part. It's all coming together. I'm encouraged. I'm just hungry. So I'm going to go get some food, probably watch a vlog, chill for a minute, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, we got us a little lunch, dinner. We went to the Chick-fil-A. I get the Cobb salad. Okay, no bacon. no chicken. So I don't eat the meats, but that don't stop me from going to Chick-fil-A and getting the fries. Okay, because they're delicious. It comes with lime avocado ranch dressing, which is so good. And then my other favorite thing that it comes with, these charred tomato crispy red bell peppers. Make some fries. This is a true girl dinner. Then I'm going to sit on my couch, watch a little vlog. I don't know who I'm going to watch, but this is going to be a true lunch break. Then I'll go finish my table. Yeah. Oh, girl. What's your go time? Let's go, girl.
Later.
And we're back. We're feeling more confident. I'm not going to record. That's what we got done so far. And I'll just be back when I finish.
12 o'clock midnight.
We did it, Joe! We did it, Joe! Ah! Y'all, I did it. Let me show you. I'm so proud. Period. Period. She's oh, she might not be that sturdy, but hey, it's just makeup going on it. She gonna be fine. Y'all, I'm so excited. Okay, so now I'm gonna put her over here, put my mirror, set my mirror up, and then we'll see how it looks. So tell me, what do y'all think of my little cabinet? I ended up not keeping it in my room, and I ended up moving my vanity into my office and setting everything up there, and I will show it to you later. But what y'all think of it? It was so cute. I learned so much just building that little bitty cabinet that should have took me 45 minutes. That took me almost, we're not going to talk about how long it took me, but it really taught me a lot. And I want to encourage you, life is full of lessons. It don't matter if you're putting together furniture. It doesn't matter if you're cooking. It doesn't matter what you're doing. God can speak to us in every minuscule, mundane moment that we think doesn't matter. He'll speak to you if your ears are tuned in to listen. So if you feel as though he's not speaking, or if you feel lost, whatever it is, I encourage you to sit in the quiet. I also always going to encourage you to read the Bible, because his word is going to tell you everything you need to know. But if you sit and you be still and you're in the quiet, and I start every morning, every day with one, God, thanking God for the day, but also Holy Spirit, you get to think through my mind, speak through my lips, and make sure that my ears are tuned in to listen to you throughout this day. And I really believe that opens up the whole day for me to hear from God, no matter if I'm putting together furniture, going to work, whatever I'm doing. So I encourage you, if you like to hear from him, to be still and be quiet, because when he whispers, it will blow you away. Thank you for joining me for today. We have vlogs coming, short form coming, everything's coming. I'm just editing and working on it. But until then, watch my older content, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all the medias at That Brave Girl TJ, and I will see you in my next vlog. And remember, whatever you do, stay blessed, stay brave, and do not crash out. I love you. Bye.